magic sits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon Lee's got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome into another edition of Braylon's Virtual Tour Live. Glad to have all you here in the building with me. I hope all is well with you on this great Thursday. Y'all know my rule. I never go live on Thursdays unless there's something in the culture that's worth talking about. And oh, buddy. What we're about to get into is very culturally significant. So, the Oscars, as you all know, will not be on ABC after the year 2028. It will be moving to YouTube in 2029. Now, I think most of us thought, okay, if you paid attention to this channel, we talked about an article from Bloomberg that they said it was a rumor of YouTube wanting to go after the Oscars. So we kind of knew ahead of everybody else, but you don't know until you actually know, right? But we thought that the Oscars will still be held at the Dolby Theater. Not so fast, my friends, because I come home from work and I get into my place and I see a breaking news headline that says Oscars being moved to Peacock Theater in 2029. And you're going to understand the cultural significance of why I'm speaking about this in just a minute. And when you find out what it is, you're going to be like, wait, what? They're doing that. So, yeah. So, with that being said, let's get to it. Because higher is waiting, low is available. But either way, we got to go on tour. Yes, indeed, we do. Let me take down this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is, hey, everybody, welcome in. Glad to have all of you here. Let's get to the news of the day because this is big. This is just, I can't believe they're actually doing this. So here we go. Okay, here we go here. So as you can see here, the Oscars moving to Peacock Theater at LA Live in 2029. So the same year that the Oscars are moving to YouTube in 2029, it will also be having a new home in 2029. So let's keep going here. Move over Emmys. The Oscars are coming, starting with the 101st Academy Awards. I know I meant to say 101 or 101st Academy Awards, which is already saying which is already set to disrupt the usual order of things Oscar-wise with its move from ABC to YouTube. The ceremony and the broadcast will also be coming from a new venue. Well, not exactly new. It's the same place that the Emmys have been held for the past few years. The Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences, and AEG on Thursday revealed a multi-year partnership that includes LA Live becoming the new home of the Oscars, began with the 101st ceremony in 2029 and continuing through 2039. Now, this is very interesting because with YouTube, well, hello and welcome in. Okay, with all the L's, hello, welcome in. Nice to have you here. This is interesting because with YouTube and the Oscars, right? It's a 5-year deal. So 2039, 2030, 31, 32, 33. So 5-year deal with YouTube, 10-year deal with LA Live, right? So after those 5 years, the Oscars will still be held at the Peacock Theater, right? We don't know who the network is going to be, or will YouTube continue to host it, right? So very interesting there. The ceremony will be held at the Peacock Theater, which is the same space the Emmys and other events have been using in recent times. The deal represents a move back to downtown Los Angeles for the Oscar ceremony, which took place at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion for many years, starting back in 1969, and then later at the Shrine Auditorium until it's moved back to Hollywood at the then named Kodak, now Dolby Theater, in 2002. So this is inside Peacock Theater in Los Angeles. Now let's keep going here, because when I give you the history of the Dolby Theater, you're going to be like, why in the world did they make this move? I promise you. So AEG owns and operates LA Live, the 23-acre, 4 million square foot sports and entertainment district in downtown Los Angeles, adjacent to the Crypto.com Arena, also known as Staples Arena. As part of the new partnership, AEG will make upgrades to the Peacock stage, sound and lighting systems, lobbies, backstage facilities, and additional production areas. AEG will collaborate closely with the Academy to incorporate bespoke design elements needed to accommodate the Oscars ceremony. Let's keep going. Additionally, LA Live's recently expanded plaza will host red carpet arrivals and activities in the theater. Will be the first venue to host the Oscars when it becomes available on YouTube through an exclusive global rights deal with the Academy that also begins in 2029. We are thrilled to partner with a global powerhouse like AEG. Their track record for building and operating technologically sophisticated live performance venues is unrivaled, said Academy CEO Bill Kramer and Academy President Lynette Howell Taylor. For the 101st Oscars and beyond, the Academy looks forward to closely collaborating with AEG to make LA Live the perfect backdrop for our global celebration of cinema, both for our live and theater audience and for film fans around the world. Said Todd Goldstein, Chief Revenue Officer at AEG. LA Live was built to host the moments that define culture. There's no greater global stage than the Oscars. We are proud to partner with the Academy to reimagine what the Oscars can look and feel like in the years ahead. Together, we will create an environment that celebrates creativity, honors excellence, and delivers an unforgettable experience for movie fans everywhere. Since the opening of Crypto.com Arena, formerly known as the Staples Center, in 1999 and LA Live in 2007, the collection of venues, hotels, including the Ritz-Carlton and JW Marriott, restaurants, clubs, and numerous hospitality spaces have hosted thousands of sports and entertainment events. The Academy Awards will continue to be held at the Dolby Theater at Ovation Hollywood, formerly known as Hollywood Highland, and televised live on ABC in more than 200 territories worldwide through the 100th Oscars in 2028. So what do I think about this destination? First of all, I really don't get it. Like, did you want the presenters and the attendees to be able to be closer to the venue? There is a hotel connected to Ovation Hollywood, right? So, like I said, most of the celebrities, they live in Hollywood. So I'm guessing that this will help the restaurants and bars of LA Live to be able to get some of that Oscar windfall. But as we're about to get to here after these 14 comments, wait till you hear the history of the Dolby Theater. Then you're going to be like, My God. But bigger than that, there's something else that's not being said out loud. And we're going to get to that. And wait till you hear what that is. Okay? All right. So let's get to it here. I thought the current home of the Oscars was a custom-built home for the Oscars, a permanent location. Really seems like that. It really seems like that after 100 years, they're going to be throwing the towel on the Oscars for all the changes that will diminish them. That anonymous person may be on to something. We'll get to the Dolby Theater here in just a minute. The Kodak, now Dolby, was built 25 years ago as a permanent home for the Oscars and then returned to Hollywood. I don't understand this change. Also, not to be on broadcast TV. It's a terrible decision. Not everyone has YouTube TV. So here's the thing, right? It will be on YouTube. Now, I don't know about YouTube TV, but it will be on YouTube. So like how you were able to see the NFL San Pablo game, you will be able to go onto YouTube and watch the Oscars live. Now, will you be able to pull up the Oscars on your YouTube channel, have a watch party, and not have a copyright strike? Probably not. But YouTube, you really should allow that. You really should allow people to stream the Oscars and have a watch party. Okay, just keep it up. Yeah, this is lame. The Oscars are killing themselves. It's hard to believe. It's hard to be sympathetic rather with the second bad decision. First, being a move to YouTube, nothing is sacred. More people have YouTube, which is essentially the same computer, than they do televisions. Wonder what this means for the Dolby Theater. The Academy Awards, as it were its raison d'etre. Nothing else ever done there has been successful. The Resident Cirque du Soleil show was a buzz and attempts to use as a means for touring Broadway shows, both independent and connected to the Pantages, have been a bust. What will happen to all the plaques with the Best Picture winners at Adobe? Will they continue to update them? Their downtown locations in the past haven't. It's been the Chandler Pavilion between 1987 and 2000. They were at the Shrine Auditorium. And of course, during COVID at Union Station, the Chandler Pavilion hosted 25 times total over a 59-year period. After they moved from Santa Monica, they were downtown 33 times, so it's hardly an anomaly. That said, the guess was the Kodak Dolby Theater was permanent, or at least for much longer. Let's keep going here. The Oscars live from Peak Theater, streaming only on YouTube, sponsored by Kashi. That is a food brand, by the way. Oof! Imagine the freeway traffic after the awards to get to the after parties. Yeah. The Oscars have been held downtown 33 of the last 59 years. The Emmys and often the Grammys are downtown. This is not something new. Why are you intentionally ruining the Oscars and turning them into something with all the pomp and circumstance of a Snapchat award show for best twerk? Oh my God. Damn. Because that's the market's target age now. The allegory that the Academy Awards are near Skid Row is lost, as if the Hollywood location is any better, if not worse. So those are some of the comments from the people. Now let's get to the history of the Dolby Theater. The Dolby Theater, formerly known as the Kodak Theater, is a live performance auditorium in Ovation Hollywood shopping mall entertainment complex on Hollywood Boulevard and Highland Avenue. It used to be Hollywood and Highland. In the Hollywood neighborhood, Los Angeles, California, United States. Since its opening on November 9th, 2001, it has been the venue of the annual Academy Award ceremony. It's adjacent to the TCL Chinese Theater, opposite the El Capitan Theater on Hollywood Boulevard. The El Capitan Theater is owned by ABC and Disney. Besides the Academy Awards, the venue has hosted other concerts and theatrical performances. Architecture. The theater was designed by David Rockwell of the Rockwell Group, specifically with the Oscar ceremonies in mind. Though the stage is one of the largest in the United States, roughly tied with the Elliott Hall of Music at Purdue University, measuring 113 feet, 34 meters wide, 60 feet, 18 meters deep. Its seating capacity is only half of that of the Hall of Music, accommodating 3,332 people. The auditorium has become known as the venue for televised theatrical performances of American Idol, the Academy Awards. The architectural team consulted extensively with leading production personnel in Hollywood, achieving a highly functional cable structure with an underground cable bunker that crosses under the theater to truck locations on adjacent streets. Power is also sustainable and accessible. The theater has a unique Rockwell-designed cockpit in the orchestra scene area for camera, sound, and stage management. The hall from the front entrance to the grand stairway leading up to the theater at the rear of the shopping complex is flanked by storefronts as well Art Deco columns displaying the names of past recipients of the Academy Award for Best Picture, with blank spaces left for future best winners currently set up to 2071. So to that commenter that asked, what will happen to the Best Picture plaques? They will still be there, right? So even though the Oscars won't be at Peacock Theater, they will still have to put the Best Picture plaque at the Dolby Theater. Okay, so just want that to be known. In a fashion reminiscent of Hollywood movie making, the building is dressed before the Academy Award ceremony, sometimes with a different sign on its facade, red drapery to high storefronts, and the famous red carpet running up its grand stairway. Here is the history of it. The theater was developed by Trinsic Hahn Layer Trinsic Properties in partnership with the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences. Aiming to overcome logistical issues met during previous Academy Awards that were hosted at other venues such as the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion and the Shrine Auditorium. Let me read that 2 more times for you all. Okay, all right. The theater was developed by Trinsic Hahn Layer Trinsic Properties in partnership with the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences, AMPAS, aiming to overcome logistical issues met with previous Academy Awards that were hosted at other venues such as Dorothy Chandler Pavilion and Shrine Auditorium. One more time. The theater was developed by Trinsic Hahn Layer Trinsic Properties in partnership with the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences, AMPAS, aimed to overcome logistical issues met during previous Academy Awards that were hosted at other venues such as Dorothy Chandler Pavilion and Shrine Auditorium. So, because this theater was in collaboration with the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, the Oscars, this is why everybody's losing their mind to those comments that we saw at the top of the show from that Deadline article. So if we go back to that Deadline article, I want you to think about this right here. I want you to think about this, that this theater was designed with the Oscars in joint partnership, like how ABC and Disney have had a joint partnership. But if we go back to that article, okay, just want you to see this here. As a part of the new partnership, AEG will make upgrades to the Peacock stage, sound and lighting systems, lobbies, backstage facilities, and additional production critical areas. AEG will collaborate closely with the Academy to incorporate bespoke design elements needed to accommodate the Oscar ceremony. So why in the flying hell would you leave the Dolby Theater that was literally created for the Oscars to do this partnership? And not to mention, too, let me tell you something. Even though the Oscars are coming to YouTube, consistency is key when it comes to, franchises, right? So for YouTube, it would be smart for them to have kept the Dolby Theater because guess what? Everything is already set up. So now you got to invest more money. Now, of course, you have 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029. So you got 4 years to make upgrades to the Peacock stage. But here's the thing. In those 4 years, there will still be live events happening at the Peacock stage. So what they're probably thinking is, okay, we're still going to have the Oscars at the Dolby Theater. In those 4 years, we'll be making upgrades to the Peacock stage, right? I can't do it. So here it is here from Dolby, right here. So this is the famous Dolby Theater. So, this is where the fans sit and this is where Media Row is. All the stars walk down this way and then they go up that famous steps there. So here we go. The Dolby Theater. The Dolby Theater in Hollywood is home to the Academy Awards and showcases the latest innovations in entertainment technology. The Dolby Theater hosts the world's biggest movie premieres, events, and performances, including the Oscars. Renowned as the home of the Academy Awards, the Dolby Theater is an 18,000 square foot, 3,400 Cinema celebrating our commitment to science and innovation. Guests at this special events venue are able to experience films with the ultra-vivid color Dolby Vision and immersive sound Dolby Atmos. Dolby Vision looks more like real life with darker lights, lighter lights, darker darks rather, lighter lights, excuse me, and remarkable color range. Dolby Atmos creates a multi-dimensional soundscape with sounds that can be placed anywhere in the cinema, including overhead. In fact, the Dolby Theater has 215 individually powered speakers enabled with Dolby Atmos, making it one of the most sophisticated sound systems in the world. We've been working with talented filmmakers to create unforgettable movie experiences for more than 4 years. From the cinema to the living room, Dolby continues to transform the entertainment experience, and the Dolby Theater reflects our own to help movie makers realize their vision. And by the way, let me go back to the Wikipedia article here, because see right here it says 7 months later, both the Academy and Intrinsic agreed on a 20-year lease that allowed for the ceremony to be staged at the new venue. A 20-year lease. A 20-year lease. A 20-year lease. Okay. All right. So, this is just ridiculous. Let me see something there. Let's see. I'm trying to see. Okay, so the Oscars are contracted with the venue through 2028. Hang on, this is something. Okay, right here. So there was a 20-year naming rights deal that signed in 2000, right? So, like I said, this is just mind-boggling to me that after 20 years, right? God. So it's like the contract up, or y'all just done with the Dolby? Because like I said, that's what the purpose of the Dolby Theater was. It was created just for the Oscars. That's what's confusing me here, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, we do have more here for you all. Let me go to this here. So this is from a website called El Decor here. Inside the Dolby Theater, the venue built specifically for the Oscars. The venue has hosted the Academy Awards every year since 2002. The 98th Academy Awards took place that Sunday on March 15th at the Dolby Theater at Ovation Hollywood, the same venue that has hosted the ceremony every year since 2002. The theater wasn't always the Oscars' permanent home. Before it opened, the Academy rotated between several Los Angeles venues, including the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel, which hosted the first ceremony in 1929, and tickets only cost $5. The Strand Auditorium and the Dorothy Channel Pavilion, but none offered the combination of space capacity and broadcast infrastructure the show required. That changed in 1997 with a $94 million build and a venue designed from the ground up with the Oscars in mind. Everything to know about the Dolby Theater. Below, everything to know about the Dolby Theater. A general view of the exterior of the Dolby Theater on Hollywood Boulevard in Los Angeles. So the theater costed $94 million to build. $94 million. $94 million to build. Let's get into it. In August of 1997, Canadian development firm Trisicana approached the Academy with plans for an entertainment complex at the iconic intersection of Hollywood Boulevard and Highland Avenue. The Academy saw opportunity and signed on as partner and advisor, with $94 million dedicated to the theater itself. Within a larger $615 million complex, construction began what would become Hollywood's architectural left cinema. So every inch was designed for television. Architect David Rockwell, who had previously designed Oscar ceremonies, understood the dual needs of creating both a spectacular in-person experience and a flawless television production. The entire facility, from Hollywood Boulevard to the stage, is pre-designed to work as a television production facility. Rockwell explained of his creation. The venue included 14 fixed camera positions and a cockpit or a hydraulic lift in the orchestra seating that can be converted to regular seating when not needed. A grid extends 15 feet in front of the stage, allowing for flexible technical installations, while substantial electrical power is available throughout all areas. Even the cabling, the nervous system of any broadcast, runs through hidden but accessible channels in the floors and walls. No nominee is more than 4 seats from an aisle. The theater's 3,400 seats are arranged so that every nominee sits no more than 4 seats from an aisle, ensuring those emotional dashes to the stage don't involve awkward climbs over fellow attendees. It features deep plum upholstery and cherry wood finishes that give the space warmth, designed to create intimacy between the artists and performers while drawing attention to the action on stage. So there is the iconic theater. And when you think about it, this was done in 1997. So if we do this here, how many years is it from 1997 to 2028? Y'all, from 1997 to 2028 is 31 years. I'm 31, my damn self. So I'm as old as the Dolby Kodak Theater in Hollywood, California. That's crazy work, right? And when you think about the Dolby Theater and the Oscars, it's been there every year since 2002. So how many years is it from 2002 to 2028? That theater has held the Oscars for 26 years. So when you think about 31 years in existence from 1997 to 2028, right? But then when you think about the Oscars being held in that theater from 2002 to 2028, being 26 years, it is mind-boggling that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But now you're moving over to a whole theater that you have to upgrade when you already have a theater that was created for the Oscars, right? So that's the mind-boggling part of it all here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. The theater's interest has space for Best Picture winner plaques through 2071. For both attendees and nominees, the Dolby Theater begins on Hollywood Boulevard with a towering portal serving as the grand entrance. The two-story awards walk features backlit glass plaques for each Best Picture winner on limestone columns with blank spaces reserved for future winners through 2071. Optimistic planning indeed. The lobby was inspired by Michelangelo and Bugsy Berkeley. The 5-level lobby. 5 levels for a lobby was inspired by Michelangelo's Campano d'Angelo in Rome, and the choreography of Busby Berkeley centers around a breathtaking spiral staircase with cherry wood balustrades topped by an oval uplift silvery dome. The 26 spectacular images of Oscar winners from Grace Kelly to Jack Nicholson adorn the walls as photographic transparencies hum before shimmering silver screen panels. The stage is one of America's largest. Inside the theater, a silver leaf tiara crowns the space with reflective ribs extending down between box seats. The stage itself is among the largest in the nation at 120 feet wide, 120 feet wide and 75 feet deep, framed by a 64-foot wide proscenium that can be adjusted down to 43 feet. So there is that iconic stage there. Then, of course, there is the crane camera there. I mean, it really is a beautiful sight. It really is. I mean, just imagine you're the host of the Oscars walking out onto that. That was Chris Rock that year of the Oscars. I think that was when it was Oscar So White. Then Kodak paid $75 million for naming rights and then went bankrupt. When the theater opened on November 9th, 2001, it bore the name Kodak Theater after the film company that paid $75 million for the naming rights. The first Academy Award ceremony was held there for the 74th edition on March 24th, 2022. In January of 2012, Kodak filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, ending its naming rights agreement. By May 2012, Dolby Laboratories has signed a 20-year deal to rename the venue, bringing its cutting-edge sound and vision technology to the space. So, from 2012, right, to 2022, it's 10 years, right? So, 2012. Let me see. So 2012 to 2022. So 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, so 2012, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030, 2031, 2032. So to 2032 will be 20 years. So it will still be named the Dolby Theater, right? Let's keep going. The sound system features 215 individual speakers. Today, the Dolby Theater features one of the world's most sophisticated sound systems, featuring Dolby Atmos technology with 215 individually powered loudspeakers. The projection system uses Dolby Vision technology, delivering a 1,000,000 to 1 contrast ratio, twice the brightness of standard screens. It's home to other events too. While the Academy Awards may be its most famous tenant, the Dolby Theater has hosted an array of events and performances. So Cirque du Soleil Iris required $40 billion modifications, including stage lifts, while ours from Prince to Celine Dion has graced the stage. Television productions like American Idol finales and America's Got Talent have made the Dolby their home, as have prestigious events like the American Film Institute Lifetime Achievement Awards. The Oscars have moved only once since 2002. Dolby Theater has hosted every Academy Awards since 2002, with only one exception: the 2021 ceremony during COVID-19 pandemic, which was moved to Los Angeles Union Station for a downsized event. Talk about supporting role with staying power. So shout out to Julia Cansala, who was the engagement director at Elle Decor, where she oversees the brand's social media and writes about the section of design, pop culture, emerging trends. She also authors the monthly Decor Scope column. Her work has appeared in Ink Magazine, House Beautiful, Marie Claire, and more. So, with that being said, here is a tour of the Dolby Theater. Let's roll that.
This is the Oscar stage, and I'm standing on it. Welcome to the Dolby Theater.
That's a five-level lobby.
Wow. This is behind the scene at Dolby Theater, where the Oscars are held every year.
People that are responsible for voting for Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress. They actually have to enter a lottery every year to be able to attend the Oscars. They don't have seats to enter. And then after they attend, they can't come back for another 2 years just to kind of make it fair. There was a concert here the other night, so depending what year, you can add or remove seats for whatever shows.
I mean, look at that. I mean, I can only imagine in person how
Normally
small
it
the
started
ant.
here. This year it started a little further back. But when these seats are here, this is where the rows start.
Look how beautiful this thing.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's the stage. Ceiling is beautiful. But in person, it is much less glamorous or glitzy. Got Peter Jackson here. You can see the balconies up top. This is where all the people sit, the stage. All the folks who won.
Everybody, this was
It's beautiful. It's
1920, like
That's
Italian
It-
architecture.
on TV it looks modern, but I like the antique.
You know, I like the old.
Yeah, the old looks.
architecture was beautiful.
It's reminding me of New York.
Yeah, like Carnegie Hall.
Yeah, exactly. That is very cool. So we are in the employee only area.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
But this is where the stars.
Now, for those of you who don't know this hall, Ryan Seacrest has been in this hall when he has knocked on the door of the finalists for American Idol, and then he walks to the stage. So these are the corridors and the utilidors, if you will, to use a term for Walt Disney. Let's keep going.
Stars walk after the awards. Wow. They come through here. Imagine winning an Oscar and then walking through here.
I watched these photos here. It's like the stars can hang out here before they walk on stage and present an award. This here is the AFI Awards. You can kind of see how they transform the stage itself and they extend it out and they have that ceremony, the tables and chairs.
Now we're gonna walk onto the stage. So this is
Yeah, all that's for equipment.
now me walking on the stage
Oh my God.
at the Dolby Theater. That's where the Oscars happen.
It's close. That's where they store a lot of other. There is. 15 seconds to get from your seat to the stage and down. So her speech, it was short. They would hand you your Oscar, and then you would walk off stage to what is called the winner's walk. So that's where we're gonna head to.
These are all the screens that they bring with different backgrounds.
Oh, wow.
And all the curtains fall down, creating this space into that glamorous Oscar look and feel. Bye, Oscars. Right, so this is where the stars come out after they have won the award and come back through these doors.
I just realized he has like a legit setup.
So this is where the actors go after winning. This is not part of the tour, but this is the view from the balcony
Oh, wow.
looking at the Oscar stage. The booth.
It's like a secret. Yeah, because it goes right into the hotel across the street. You never cross the street.
So there's a hotel that's across the street. So this is why it's really confusing. And by the way, shout out to Kritz and Issa for doing a great job on getting not just great footage, but great perspective of the Dolby Theater. So this is why it's kind of mind-boggling to the industry of why are you moving it to the Peacock Theater when everything is already there for you? Like, I would think that would be less overhead because it was built for the Oscars. Let's keep going.
What the hotel? The
I think the Roosevelt, yeah.
the Roosevelt? It goes All the way to
Yeah, right through, just go right to the hotel. You never seen them again.
Let's go underground.
It's like a tunnel.
Underground.
No, not underground.
It's over the street.
Ryan Gosling, Jared Leto,
Yeah, I did.
Adele. This one's for Mom. This is where the star walks through. Now it feels very glamorous. Love Tom Cruise.
$1.2 million on the ceiling. So this is Cleo here, finally won his Oscar. This is where they come at the end of the night and they get their nameplate put on the Oscar. Remember, they're all blank. So at the end of the night, you should probably stay if you win. So get your nameplate put onto the actual Oscar. Earlier, this building it cost about $90 million to make. So there's a lot of money and love that goes into this.
Did you say 90 million every year?
No.
No.
The building.
Oh, the whole building.
Yeah, the
But
Oscars itself, 30.
30 million. So that's where you're getting your nameplate after the Oscar.
I was about to say, if it's 90 million a year, yeah, they would be broke. Hey, three people, welcome in. You see what's going on. The Oscars will not be held at the Dolby Theater in 2029. It is moving to the Peacock Theater. We're going to get to the Peepop, not the Peepop. You know what? Honestly, taking the truth, I wouldn't be surprised if in a few years they switched it from the Peacock Theater to the Olipop Theater in LA. But no, in just a little bit, we're going to talk about the Peacock Theater. But then I got a question for the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences. It's a big question, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Let's keep going.
And that's the fancy room upstairs. The Oscar itself does not have nameplates on. After you win, you get your nameplate on. And that was Leo getting his nameplate. That's Kobe Bryant.
Rest in peace, Kobe. Actually, he won a Oscar, I believe, for a short, if I'm not mistaken.
And Emma Stone.
La La
Do you
La.
have change for a dollar? And they looked at me like, this is crazy. I was like, do you have it or not? And the guy just looks at me and he took off his glasses and it was Morgan Freeman. And I was like, oh, my bad.
You probably don't.
He didn't have change. His friend had change.
Good night.
So I was like, I was trying to get to an interview. I was like, I just need change for my car. So, no. I feel like they're people.
Yeah, they absolutely.
They're like you and I. They
Yep.
just happen to be on TV.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
This is Dolby Theater View, LA. Bye. That was a great short tour.
Now, I believe they offer that tour, right?
The Oscars at Dolby Theater. So that was behind the scene tour of Dolby Theater where the Oscars are held. That was very cool. All right, so this is where the famous Will Smith incident happened.
Oh, God.
Maybe right over here.
Oh,
Chris Rock, Will Smith, Dolby Theater, Oscars. Here's an ISA channel.
Oh, my God. That never gets old, baby. Oh my God. And by the way, if you do want to get a tour of the Dolby Theater, if you want to get a tour of the Dolby Theater, you can do that as a group. Just email boxoffice@dolbytheater.com. And also too, you can also get a Go City Pass right here for a 30-minute guided tour to see the stage and behind the scenes, right? Get your image to the Dolby Theater and see an Oscar statuette up close and view images from previous Academy Award ceremonies. So you get to step inside and revel in the grandeur of this famous venue, which is a massive 108,000 square foot and boasts a 3,400 seat capacity. See an Oscar statuette in the exclusive Dolby Theater Dolby Lounge, rather VIP room. You also gain an insider's view of behind-the-scenes production of other popular events, such as the American Idol Finals, the AFI Awards, the Daytime Emmys, the Victoria's Secret Fashion Show, and more. Inspired by the elegance of a European opera house with state-of-the-art technical capabilities, the Dolby Theater stage is one of the world's premier entertainment venues and has hosted many iconic performers. See where Celine Dion, Prince, the Chicks. I will respect them with the name that they have now. American Ballet Theater, Barry Manilow, and the Moscow Stokowski Ballet wowed audiences. So there is that there. Now, of course, there are some Redditors that had some opinions here. So let's see those there. The Oscars live from Peacock Theater, streaming only on YouTube, sponsored by Kashi. Interfacial ID to watch without ads. We're tracking you either way. Please string a verification can. Doritos do it right. Haha, epic 4chan meme. Nice one, my friend. Don't forget the Pepsi Zero Sugar halftime show brought to you by Apple, with Squarespace ads every 30 seconds. Oh, they are savage. Now in partnership with DraftKings with live odds broadcast and a ticker throughout the ceremony. I think they did have a Oscars fantasy draft where you can actually win tickets to like sit in the fan seats for the Oscars. But I kind of wonder, like, will that fan seating continue at LA Live? Wasn't the Dolby Theater built almost specifically for the Oscars? Yes, they built it in the 90s specifically for the Oscars, and it cost $94 million. I originally forgot it was named Kodak Theater. Yes, the whole exterior facade celebration of the history of the Oscars. There are literally pillars for Best Picture winners through like 2040, I think, even goes up or slightly beyond 2060. Now, LOL, I wonder if they continue to update their space up to 2071. Yes, a tragic waste of a beautiful venue and location. Hard to imagine not having any Oscars on Hollywood Boulevard or in Hollywood at all for that matter. Small venue at the Dolby feels intimate, whereas at the Peacock you feel like you're at a concert. Not to mention the modern style architecture with the Peacock feels like a tech launch symbolically. It's also pretty cool that the Dolby Theater is right in the middle of Hollywood, downtown LA, where the Peacock Theater is sort of lame. But yeah, the Oscars used to alternate between the Shrine and Dorothy Chandler in the 90s, so being downtown is new. The Shrine, best Oscar venue in the middle of Hollywood is also not great. The movie industry has slowly left Hollywood. Why not the Oscars too? Pre-production and post-production still all happens in LA. It's also where all the major studios are located and where most actors, directors, and producers call their permanent homes. Just because many productions leave for 2 to 3 months for shoots doesn't mean that Hollywood/LA, the industry, aren't still synonymous. Although, yeah, it does suck. It has been a massive blow for crew jobs. Pre-production and post-production all happens in LA. It's also where all major Hollywood studios are located, where most actors, directors, and producers call their permanent homes for now. Runaway production shoots leave LA because outside foreign governments offer massive financial incentives, and they do, and rebates target specifically towards shoots that refresh annually. There's no similar driving force for pre and post where there's really any danger of them leaving LA permanently, which is why it's important to keep that history going in Hollywood with the Oscars hosted there. Dolby was supposed to specifically host the Oscars too. It doesn't look as classy or glamorous as the Dolby Theater. Dolby Theater's inside shopping malls next to a Dave & Buster or Lucky Strike. Not much class or glamour outfit in Hollywood. It's funny how many people don't realize that all the fancy red carpet photos are taken right in front of a Foot Locker. Are you trying to tell me this whole Hollywood thing is an illusion? We were in LA a few years ago and parked in a garage from the mall. As we were walking through the lobby, I looked around, said to my wife, even the malls are fancy. I feel like I'm at the Oscars. A few minutes later, I realized I was at the Oscars. If you thought that was fancy, swing by the Grove, Americana, or Century C, Westfield. It's not like LA Live is some glamorous locale either. At least, LOL, at least the Dolby Theater is beautiful on the inside. The Peacock Theater is pretty generic looking. But the most important thing is an In-N-Out Burger near the Peacock Theater. Unfortunately, the closest one 6 miles away. For LA traffic, that's bad. The inside may look nice, but the location exterior is anything but a bunch of homeless tourist cosplayers or orange rappers shoving tapes in your face. The events inside, though, and they shut down the street, so you aren't seeing the undesirables. Peacock Theater doesn't have the same ring to it. Neither did Dolby after it was renamed from Kodak. People will get used to it. We all pine for what is familiar. This isn't the same city where people were living, that the stadium isn't named by a business supply chain store anymore. Hey, I'm all in favor of PonziScheme.com arena. Rip Staples Center, at least Dolby evokes a premium cinema experience. And that is very true. Most theaters have, Dolby technology. So that is a very true statement there. Yikes, there's such thing as too big of a venue. Half the words are going to take 10 minutes getting to the stage. And as we saw in that L article, it was designed where there wasn't a lot of running and jumping. It was like 15 seconds from the seat to the stage, right? I don't know if this is going to work out. With more seats, they can see the nominee the same distance they always have. Yes, we'll find out, but I'm not putting faith in them seeing best short nominees anywhere front. They don't do that now. The venue now fits inside the next venue. Then you just sit the people the same and fill in around them. There are going to be hundreds of more nominees. I guess the rest would be guest and seat fillers. Not all guests sit with their invitees, so none would change. One compound word zip line. How many would attend just for the zip line? Sean Penn file. Come, but you better seat me at the tip of the top. Maybe that will hasten the acceptance speeches, as long as the winners aren't too excited and rough on the rope. Mike from Entertainment 365 should be okay with it. It's waiting for them at home is really bad. I feel like I'm working down there and are just here for the zip line. The zip line. Now we're talking. So I guess there is an actual zip line. Okay, never mind. Forget that. Hashtag scratch that. Now we're talking a larger venue. Doesn't mean the nominees will sit further away. It just means you got more people in the general population. The Game Awards filled it easily, so I can't see it be a problem. I'm assuming this is so they can sell more tickets to non-invitees for extraordinary prices, hoping to recoup some of the fallen revenue from this dying show. The Super Bowl thing, they went up to like $30,000 for tickets. So, but also too, like the young lady said, you have to be entered into a lottery to go to the Oscars every year. So I don't know if they're going to open up tickets for people to go to the Oscars. I don't know. If they do, you're not going to be walking the red carpet. I can tell you that right damn now. There'll probably be a separate entrance for the commoners. Okay. I think it's because Peacock smell more competitive than the Dolby. Now they'll know who wins beforehand, and they sit closer. That's not ever has been how seeing the Oscars work. Nobody knows the winner except the legal entity that tabulates the votes and creates the envelopes. Certainly not the seating arrangers. Major acting nominees will certainly get preferred seats. A lot of technical and minor nominees are really seen looking in from the stage from the very back of the theater. You're not wrong. They are provided with a nomination will probably get seats close to the stage. The further seats will be 4U plus 10s. They use catapults and nets. When Mr. Beast host. Child. I don't know. Dolby Theater has a classic theater feel to it. Peacock Theater looks like a Mecca church. Nobody really knows the difference unless you're either attending or in Hollywood wondering why the roads aren't blocked off. This is where they've been hosting the image for 5 years. I like the time that I spent at the Peacock Theater for the Game Awards in 2023, but this is kind of nuts. As an LA resident, thank God, fucking hated. This is their words. Fucking hated traffic during that weekend. Now it's downtown where traffic starts. Anyway, a lot of non-Angelinos flexing their ignorance here. LA Hollywood traffic sucks all the time. They're going to schedule a watch party at the Hollywood Bowl just to spite you. God forbid local tourists are bothered once a year globally recognizing event. Those happen in LA every fucking day. As a resident, I fucking hated choppers from morning to night. Traffic all fucked up from street closers, half of street parking gone, and the other half given over to looky-loos who come to catch a glimpse of somebody famous. Plus this thought every time we enter some damn full war, that it will be a great target for a belligerent regime of terrorists. I don't want my place fucked up because somebody dirty bombed it. Okay, but when did you move to Hollywood? If so, if it's been since 2001 that you knew what's happening there, and still made a choice to move nearby. I live in WeHo, and the Halloween Pride events are a huge hassle for me to get around, but it's what I signed up for. I'm fine with it. 1986, I went to the Oscars 1 year. I was at the Shrine. It's 1 day a year. If it bothers you that much, really, just take a vacation on that day. So this little over a week, they close out major roads to build the contraption around the red carpet. Now, that is true. They have events leading up to the Oscars. So, the nomination ceremony, the governor's awards, and everything else. So it's a whole week leading up to the Oscars. So they are correct on that. Oh, this is stupid, though probably good for downtown, which can use the help. Might as well just hold it at the YouTube Theater at SoFi. Laura X Borealis, you might be onto something. Just might. As long as Meshuggah continues to get invited to play during the show, I don't care where it's held. Slash for the gullible. I wonder if movie venues will change the atmosphere of the Oscars. The Dolby Theater always felt iconic. Good. Nobody who's been there is impressed. It's at the back of the mall. FFS, Dave and Buster's next door. I don't watch them anyway. Often wonder why they're held in such high regards, just a way to sell movies. I'm trying to find old Asian action movie 1990, 2010. There's a red energy light coming from the ground that makes people stronger, aggressive, red eyes. A girl is the main character. She grows up from a baby, fights with a man, the final scene, and now she gets shots and dies after getting him something. Does anybody know this movie? Same comment. Ain't gonna cure the serious case of Oscar fever I had. Jesus, downtown's already terrible. Traffic as a Universal or land as a UOAP. This pleases me. So I'm guessing that, as they're saying, a Universal Hollywood pass holder. I'm assuming this is going to ruin the world tour. By the time they move YouTube and the Peacock Theater, it would just be the Game Awards, but with less viewers. LOL. Those are all the comments. Okay. Yes, we're going to get to that here in just a little bit. Hey, Phil, welcome in. Glad to have you here. So here's more comments from the Oscars Reddit. So that was from the movies Reddit. This is from the Oscars Reddit. Here we go. 37 comments, my Lord Jesus. Why do y'all comment so much? While the Dolby has events throughout the year, it's primarily built for the purpose of hosting the Oscars. The fact that the Oscars are moving out of the Dolby is nuts. Surprised me they don't want to host at the David Griffin Theater at the Academy Museum. The Griffin can never host something like the Oscars. It does have the infrastructure capability. Yeah, I didn't realize it was much smaller. It seems weird to build your museum for the Academy and then not host your own events. I'm sure they host heaps of events for the Academy there, not just this one huge international televised event. Plus, it's in Hollywood. What else is left on Hollywood Boulevard if I can't point out my visitors at this theater is where they have the Oscars. The entire facade of the steps leading to the main entrance is a tribute to the ceremony. I agree. I feel like this is a weird move. The Dolby Theater has capacity of a little less than DGT rather. That venue has capacity a little less than 1,000. Dolby sits at 3,300 plus all hotel and office space from crew, meeting rooms, hospitality rooms, provided by the lowest hotel elevation connected to Dolby Theater. Thanks, I hate it. Plus, it's a lovely theater. I actually went last fall to visit my cousin to see David Byrne and his band at the Dolby Theater. It's actually a great sound for concerts. I hope there's some backlash and maybe they can nix this move. Why host a celebration of Hollywood movies and move out Hollywood? That place is basically only known for also the Oscars. I don't know any other events there. I love visiting and seeing the wall for the pad off all pads. Best Picture winners. Feels like the venue only existed as a place also Oscars. It feels weird to move to downtown LA in a generic venue where the Grammys were already held away from Hollywood, where the Grammys pre-show is held even. And they could have kept the columns for the Best Picture winners. They don't have enough space for reserve. It could keep going until like 2100. The Oscars live from the Peacock Theater, streaming on YouTube, sponsored by Kashi and Pod Market. Don't forget Burger King. What, you can't break tradition? Barack Obama's like, what the hell is going on here? It will only be tradition for 26 years. That's 26% of the awards. Why would they not move to the YouTube theater? I know that's not LA, but still. We're going to get to that. Extra 1,200 seats at the Peacock. They don't even fill the house at the Dolby. Well, now we'll be packed with YouTube stars as well as Hollywood stars, YouTube stars, influencers who leave a mess. Pinocchio, hey, good to see you, good sir. The Oscars not being held in Hollywood proper just feels where I couldn't agree more. It doesn't seem right. Hopefully they will change something about it, rather, but I doubt it. Go back to the Shrine. The Peacock is an ugly, cold, empty bar for place to avoid the class. A shame. Damn. Also, the Peacock is attached to a hot topic. It's completely classless. Just holding Crypto.com Arena or at the Kia Forum at this point. That's a great idea because not only will it fit 90s and guest presenters and Academy members, but also the public as well. The Oscars should have a public audience too. I agree with that. I think, the fan section at the Dolby Theater, I think is a great way of bringing the fans in. But I do think there should be some fans to sit in the Oscars, because without the fans, how can you know what is popping and what's not? So, but honestly, at this point, I don't think that they will open up tickets for everyday people to go to the Oscars. If they do, myself and Phil and Florentin and the rest of us commoners will not have the money to go, because they're going to be at Super Bowl prices, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's the biggest night in Hollywood. Now, I've always thought it was the biggest night in Hollywood for film, but they say it's the biggest night in Hollywood because that's when everybody comes out, right? So let's keep going. My God, sports arenas have such ridiculous names these days. Somebody's going to be pissed when Mr. Beast is the one who announces their Oscar win. What do you mean? They announced Mr. Beast is hosting the Oscars during the closing skit 2 weeks ago. I didn't see that skit. I can't bring myself to care about this. Sorry, it's been there for 25 years. It wasn't there for 70 before that. The Oscars is about the films and the winners, not the building I see once a year on TV. Same here. The Dolby Plus complex was built to make Hollywood Boulevard more appealing to tourists and locals. Mission 100% failed. The whole area just gets more depressing each year. Wild to me that they built such a massive museum and visitor center for the Academy and its archives and its archives rather, and doesn't include a purpose-built auditorium for the ceremony. Like, what are you even doing? Hosting the Oscars in Hollywood is the exception, not the rule. So, with that being said, here is the Dolby Theater. Some pictures here. That was the Oscars for the year. Yeah, I know. There are those famous steps there. And like I said, I think that Hollywood and Highland, or Ovation Hollywood, definitely has the space to do more television production. And I kind of wonder why they don't. I'm surprised that ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, or the CW has not done a content partnership to produce content from there, but that's just me. That's just me. That's just me. By the way, the capacity for the Dolby Theater here is 3,300, right? So let's get to the Peacock Theater. Okay, let's get to that. Shut. Okay. Give me a moment. Give me one moment, y'all, because something. I can't believe it. Okay. Before we move on, I want to show this now. We saw that video from. Chris and Issa. Now, this is the official tour of the Dolby Theater. Here we go. From the Dolby Theater's YouTube channel.
When we put our name on the Dolby Theater in Hollywood, we didn't just get engaged or going out for a date. We got married. It's a very long-term commitment. There's a true partnership, with the Academy, with the Sim Group.
The sponsorship wasn't just something that landed on our lap and we said, oh, this seems cool. We really are lining it up with some great initiatives that Dolby's doing. And we're really recommitting ourselves to the cinema business, to Hollywood, to great storytelling. We're going to bring in the top level, cutting edge cinema technologies that Dolby has been developing in the past couple of years. One is called Dolby Atmos, which is really a new way to look at sound in the theater, and it's incredible. The sounds are coming at you from above, and each speaker can be individually modulated to create a really big sense of just dimension in the room.
The technology itself is actually very intelligent and it scales incredibly well. The renderer actually knows the environment that it's in, and it's really that part of the puzzle that really helps make this kind of sound technology work, and especially in a room of that size, because it's able to articulately calculate the size of the room by knowing that, the shape, geometry, where speakers are, what they're capable of. Some of the challenges for that particular room, given its size, is the fact that we're actually having multiple renderers. We're going to be using 2 in that room, possibly 3, that are all going to be talking to each other and then allowing Atmos to play back correctly, given balconies and people underneath balconies, an orchestra pit, etc.
in my opinion, it's really about making a very strong statement about our commitment to the participation to the filmmaking industry and to Hollywood in particular, about how important that, not just that venue is to us, but that industry. And that is the epicenter. And we're proud every year to be able to celebrate, the Oscars and several other events with that community.
Hollywood is not a new destination for us. We've been partnered with the industry for many, many years. And you've heard our technologies. Every time you experience a movie, whether you're going to the theater, whether you're watching at home over DVD or Blu-ray, or even streaming a movie, you've been experiencing our technologies. And on behalf of Dolby, I want to welcome you to the unveiling of the Dolby Theater.
Yeah.
So when you're branding a building, it really is an interesting process. And it's not just a big sign out front and a website. You really have to dig in and really learn the building, learn the design of it, and figure out all the different touch points you can have for the consumer in that space.
Pixar is an amazing company to work with. Having worked with them before on pushing the boundary of sound, working with them again on what we could do now with the full realization of digital cinema and the technology available for bringing Atmos to market, really it's been a co-development with the industry to make it work. Capabilities of this technology really allows us to go much further than what we've been able to do. Now with Dolby Atmos and the combination of these technologies together, that we're really providing filmmakers ways to transform the storytelling and the art of storytelling, and also just give a completely new, different experience to audiences and give them that differentiator and just that moment of escapism that they're looking for.
There is the Dolby Theater there. A beautiful, beautiful done job there. So let's get to this right here. So this is the Peacock Theater right here, everybody. This is the Peacock Theater, formerly known as the Nokia Theater and Microsoft Theater. So here are some pictures here. Right here. Here's a video right here of the theater. So Final Fantasy concert, and look at how big the theater is. Okay, how big the theater is there. Okay. Now there is more here, right there, right there. So that's an iceberg, ladies and gentlemen. So the Peacock Theater has 7,100 seats, right? Now let's look at about the Peacock Theater here. Here we go. About Us. Peacock Theater has hosted over 120 music, family, dance, and comedy acts, award shows, televised productions, conventions, and product launches with over 500,000 guests passing through the doors annually. The 7,100-seat theater offers guests mid-sized intimacy with no seat further than 220 feet from the stage. Peacock Theater offers 12,000 square feet of VIP hospitality areas, 10 dressing rooms, and state-of-the-art technology, making it a favorite indoor venue for all performers and fans alike. If that was the case, let's go back to the article here. As a part of the new partnership, AEG will make upgrades to the Peacock stage, sound, and lighting systems, lobbies, backstage facilities, and additional production-critical areas. AEG will collaborate closely with the Academy to incorporate bespoke design elements needed to accommodate the Oscar ceremony. But, ladies and gentlemen, the Dolby Theater was designed in partnership with the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences. So what the fuck are we doing here, guys? Making it a favorite indoor venue for performers and fans alike. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Since opening in October 2007 with 6 sold-out shows featuring the Eagles and the Chicks, Peacock Theater has hosted concerts starring the most popular artists, including Alan Jackson, Katy Perry, Charlie Wilson, Riz, Juan Gabriel, Aretha Franklin, rest in peace to her, Ed Sheeran, John Fogerty, Gabriel Iglesias, Mark Anthony, Sesame Street Live, John Legend, the Allen Brothers, Neil Young, Steely Dan, Trey Songz, Kelly Clarkson, Rush, Yanni, Nicki Minaj, Juan's, Cat Stevens, the American Idol finale shows, Michael Jackson's This Is It, Straight Outta Compton, The Hunger Games, and Twilight movie premieres, and many more. Peacock Theater is home to the American Music Awards, the ESPYs, Primetime Emmy Awards, and the BET Awards, and has previously hosted the People's Choice Awards, Radio Disney Music Awards, and the 2010, 2011, 2015 VMAs, MTV Music Awards, the 2014, 2015 MTV Movie Awards, and the 2013 and 2022 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. Peacock Theater is centrally located within LA Live, a 4 million square foot, $3 billion downtown Los Angeles sports and entertainment district adjacent to Crypto Icon Arena and the Los Angeles Convention Center. LA Live also features the Novo, a 2,300 capacity live music venue, a 54-story 1,001 room convention headquarters destination featuring the Ritz-Carlton, Los Angeles, and the JW Marriott, Los Angeles at LA Live, and 224 luxury condominiums, Ritz-Carlton residences at LA Live, all at Sickle Tower, the Grammy Museum. Okay, which I would not be surprised if the Grammys, which by the way is also moving to ABC. Oh, you didn't know about that? Give me a moment. So, in 2027, next year, the Grammys will be moving to ABC, Hulu, and Disney under a 10-year deal. So I would not be surprised if the Grammys will be held at Peacock Theater. However, remember when we talked about the Dolby Theater and how amazing it was? Let's go back for a minute to that article from Elle Magazine, from Elle Decor. So I want to go back to a particular thing here. Right here. The sound system features 215 individual speakers. The sound system features 215 individual speakers. The sound system features 215 individual speakers, ladies and gentlemen. Today, the Dolby Theater features one of the world's most sophisticated sound systems, featuring Dolby Atmos technology with 215 individually powered loudspeakers. The projection system uses Dolby Vision technology, delivering a 1:1 contrast ratio and twice the brightness of standard screens. Today, the Dolby Theater features one of the world's most sophisticated sound systems, featuring the Dolby Atmos technology with 215 individually powered loudspeakers. The projection system uses Dolby Vision technology, delivering a 1:1 contrast ratio and twice the brightness of standard screens. Today, the Dolby Theater features one of the world's most sophisticated sound systems, featuring Dolby Atmos technology with 215 individually powered loudspeakers. There it is. The projection system uses Dolby Vision technology, delivering a 1:1 contrast ratio and twice the brightness of standard screens. Why am I repeating that 3 times? Do you not think that ABC will gladly, you know what? Y'all don't want to do the Oscars on ABC anymore? That's cool. Right? Y'all want to move the Oscars to LA Live and put at the Peacock Theater? We will gladly take the Grammys and host it at the Dolby Theater. Oh my God. To put to perspective, I love a premium sound in a car. Correct. If y'all don't think Disney, ABC is not going to host the Grammys at the Dolby Theater, you must be out your ever-loving mind. Because the LA Live the LA Live, rather, Peacock Theater agreement, right, is for 10 years, everybody. From 2029 to 2039, right? 10 years, from 2029 to 2039. And the Grammys are going to be held for the next 10 years on ABC. if you don't see a major press conference with ABC and the Grammys and the Dolby Theater saying that the Grammys will be home at the Dolby Theater, believe me, if you don't see that, something is off. But when you do see it, mark my words. I'm about to play the video because Phil knows it very well. I play this in the morning. One thing to know and two things for sure, that over here on this channel, a lot happens early. Roll it.
It's a new morning for America's family. Sun's coming up, so make it all that it can be. You know a lot happens early.
I'm Harry Smith.
I'm Julie Chen. I'm Maggie Rodriguez.
Morning everywhere. Come on, get up.
I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Dave Price.
And it's a little early for this.
Right now, this it's a new morning for America's family. Sun's coming up, so make it all that it can be. You know a lot happens early. Every day's good when you started it out right. But whenever you're in the daylight, and a lot happens early. Can you feel it? And I say,
Good morning, everybody.
Are you girls ready for the Jonas Brothers? We have an early show exclusive. Yes.
A lot happens early.
A lot.
A lot happens early.
The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.
It's a new morning.
Like I said, if you don't think that the Grammys are going to be at the Dolby Theater, I have a bridge to sell you. Okay? All right? Let's keep going, shall we? Okay. Now, with that being said, the Grammy Museum, the 14th screen Regal Cinemas LA Live Stadium 14 Theater broadcast facilities for ESPN. They have broadcasting facilities for ESPN, along with entertainment, residential, restaurant, and office space. Here's a video of Peacock Theater. Here we go.
What's going on?
This is going to change our lives.
And this one is good. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Yeah, that's the Peacock Theater, everybody. Yes, indeed, right there. Now, here is a 3D digital venue map. That's the theater. That's the theater. The seat that I chose. So that's the seat I chose. Row 1, seat 308, section pit seat. Now let me zoom back out. So the section I picked here is U mezzanine LC row K seat 414. So that's the nosebleeds there. Now let's go down below here. So now this view is Orc C, row T, seat 312. We'll zoom back out. So as y'all can see, yes, it's going to be more seats, but you're spending more money on a theater that they say on their website that it is a top choice for big events when you already have a theater that you spent $94 million to build for the damn Oscars. Now, this is something as well. Now, these are the Lexus luxury boxes. Let's look at this. So it says, entertain and networking style, access the highest concerts, comedy shows, and more from your own private Lexus luxury box. Lexus luxury boxes include access to a dedicated VIP entrance, VIP lounge throughout the event, a private bar, catering in your own private box to enjoy the show in style. You can fill out the form below to buy a Lexus luxury box for upcoming event. All luxury box amenities are subject to the venue's discretion and can vary depending on the event. So as you can see, Loge box $1,300, mezzanine box $975 there. And then low box $100 a ticket, and this is for to Volvo World Tour Saturday. April 26th at 8 p.m. Okay. So here is a question for you all, right? And I want to ask this question to the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences. You guys did a partnership with AEG, correct? For the Peacock Theater in LA Live for the next 10 years. But it's going to be broadcasted on YouTube. Why not? Why not? Why not do it from right there, the YouTube theater? I'm sorry, y'all. When I'm passionate, sometimes I forget to show stuff. But right there is the YouTube theater. You're going to broadcast it live on YouTube, but you ain't going to do it from the YouTube theater. Did YouTube not offer, or were there contract negotiations and it just didn't pan out? Because there were some people in the comments that we have seen say, why not host at the YouTube theater rather? Let's keep going. So YouTube Theater is a 6,000 seat performance venue located at Hollywood Park near a 300-acre sports and entertainment destination in Inglewood, California, being developed by Los Angeles Rams owner and chairman E. Stanley Carnegie. The state-of-the-art theater is a 227,000 square feet, 3-story indoor venue situated under the, sorry y'all, I'm only reading this because when I try to zoom in it was small, so I'm reading it from side to side, so please forgive me. The same roof canopy as SoFi Stadium and American Airlines Plaza. The venue can be configured to house 3 different crowd capacities, including intimate settings, with minimum capacities of 3,400 and 4,400, equipped with premium touches throughout the venue. Ranked among the top 10 venues in the world for top grossing. Concert and live ticket sales in 2023. Opened in August of 2021, YouTube Theater is equipped a variety of events, including concerts, award shows. Give me a moment, y'all. Give me a moment, y'all. I don't know what's going on with that link. Give me a moment. All right, we're back on it. YouTube Theater is equipped to host a variety of events, including concerts, award shows. Is the Oscars not an award show? I ask you, good people. Boxing. Esports competitions, community gatherings, conferences, and more. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Becky G, and now we're going to watch this video about the YouTube Theater. Here we go.
Shout out to YouTube Theater, baby. We here. What's happening?
Alexis Rocha here. I'll be fighting at the YouTube Theater. I'm gonna put on a hell of a show for you guys.
YouTube Theater, Inglewood. It's your girl Becky G. So happy to be here.
I want to play that video 2 more times for y'all, just so y'all can get it. Because I'm just like, the Oscars are on YouTube, but you're not doing it at the YouTube theater.
Shout out to YouTube Theater, baby. We here. What's happening?
Alexis Rocha here. I'll be fighting at the YouTube Theater. I'm gonna put on a hell of a show for you guys.
YouTube Theater, Inglewood. It's your girl Becky G. So happy to be here.
One more time, y'all.
Shout out to YouTube Theater, baby. We here. What's happening?
Alexis Rocha here. I'll be fighting at the YouTube Theater. I'm gonna put on a hell of a show for you guys.
YouTube Theater, Inglewood. It's your girl Becky G. So happy to be here.
Somebody at YouTube need to come down front to Braylon Lee's virtual tour live and explain to me what happened to the point where y'all could not get the Oscars at your own theater. Somebody explain that to me. Like, the Peacock Theater has 7,100 seats. A YouTube Theater has 6,000, I think. Let me see. Make sure it's something there. Give me a moment, y'all. Yeah, that's what I thought. $6,000 seats. So 7,100 seats compared to 6,000 seats. Y'all couldn't do the Oscars at your own theater. I'm sorry. Somebody's got to explain that dumb logic to me. Please do. I need the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences at the Oscar for the the Oscars, and I need YouTube to come down to the front and explain this poor business decision to me. That's why I'm gonna need. I mean, sincerely, like, this cannot happen done at SoFi Stadium at the YouTube Theater. I'm just confused about it. I truly am. Let's keep going. So YouTube Theater is a 6,000 seat music and theater venue in Inglewood, California, in the United States, located under the same structure that houses SoFi Stadium, the home of the National Football League's Los Angeles Rams and Los Angeles Chargers. Is a part of the Hollywood Park Entertainment Complex, a master planned neighborhood in the development of the former Hollywood Park racetrack. Does it sound like vroom vroom? Welcome in, good sir. Glad to have you here. And not to mention, too, I want to bring this up. So Rams owner plots major TV and film production facility at Hollywood Park. This comes to us from the Hollywood Report here. Initial plans feature the construction of 5 18,000 square foot sound stages and a 3-story building, which will be built next to the SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. So you mean to tell me that the Oscars can't be held at YouTube Theater, the same place where Hollywood Park Studios is going to be built, and that could be the home of YouTube Studios as a tenant? YouTube, are you okay? Are y'all good? Y'all need a mental check? I'm just trying to figure out. You are having the Oscars on YouTube in 2029, and you mean to tell me you could not do this at the YouTube Theater? I am confused. Hollywood Park Studios will initially serve as the temporary hub for broadcasters that have acquired the rights to cover the 2028 Olympics. Kronsky's company announced Tuesday after the Summer Games it will be made for film and television production as part of a broader vision to transform the property into a media entertainment technology campus. The first phase of construction for Hollywood Park calls for 5 18,000 square foot sound stages, 2 of which will open to a single stage double that size across 12 acres. It will also feature a 3-story 80,000 square foot office building to support production and post-production services, as well as some bells and whistles to support operations, including a 1,100 car capacity parking structure and garage that can accommodate 60 trailers. Really, YouTube? Is this what we're doing? Okay. All right. That is the official press release from SoFi Stadium. Now, let's get to this here. YouTube Theater is a 6,000 seat music and theater venue, in Inglewood, California, United States, located under the same structure that houses SoFi Stadium, the home of the National Football League's Los Angeles Rams and Los Angeles Chargers. Is a part of the Hollywood Park Entertainment Complex, a master planned neighborhood in development on the former site of the Hollywood Park racetrack. So plans for a 6,000 seat performance venue go back as far as 2015 with Stan Kroenke, owner of the then named St. Louis Rams, announced his plans to build an NFL stadium and entertainment complex on the former Hollywood Park racetrack. Construction on the stadium and theater broke ground the following year in November 2016. On June 21st, it was announced that Google's video sharing platform YouTube had acquired the naming rights to the theater for 10 years. The venue opened on August 9th, 2021. One day before my birthday, my birthday's on the way. With an official ribbon-cutting ceremony, Mexican rock band Cafres held the first event at the theater on September 4th, 2021. The venue hosted its first esports event in late March of 2022 with the Rocket League Championship Series, RLCS Winter Major, marking RC RLCS's first live event in 2 years. Right here, the YouTube Theater was designed by Dallas-based architectural firm HKS. The 227,000 square feet, 3-story venue can seat anywhere from 3,400 to 6,000 spectators. The venue also boasts 6 luxury boxes and a 3,500 square foot club with 440 premium seats. The theater is designed to be an intimate venue, with the furthest seat being 164 feet away from the stage. The venue features sound system designed by L Acoustics. Now, here's a video about YouTube Theater. That's how big it is. That's their club for VIPs. So once again, was the sound system not good enough at the YouTube Theater that y'all are going to have to invest money into the Peacock Theater when you already have a venue that was created for the Oscars? Okay, now I want y'all to know something. Okay, just want you to know something about these theaters. Okay, so let's go back to the Dolby Theater, right? Now I want you to wait on this, okay? I'm slow burning this. The Dolby Theater has 905 subscribers, right? Okay. That's the subscriber count. Let's get the total views. $235,701 views. Dolby Theater's YouTube channel. Now let's look at Peacock Theater. Okay, all right. $48 subscribers. Okay, one video. By the way, with the Dolby Theater, they had 151 videos. So we go back. Like I said, 48 subscribers for Peacock Theater, rather. $7,813 views. Now let's go to YouTube Theater. Wait for it. Let's go to YouTube Theater. YouTube channel. Okay. All right. Now, YouTube Theater has 4,100 subscribers, so they got 1,000 more than me. But I want you to see the total views, okay? Let's just think about this here. And then I mentioned only 10 videos. Let's keep going. $191,424 views. Now let's go on my YouTube channel. Okay. I want you to think. YouTube Theater. It's got 1,000 more subscribers than me. That's granted, okay? But total view count 191,424 views. Peacock Theater. 7,813 views in the Dolby Theater. $235,701 views. Now let's go to my YouTube channel here. Here it is, 3,406 subscribers. I have more subscribers than the Peacock Theater, where the Oscars are going to be held for the next 10 damn years from 2029 to 2039 at 48 subscribers. 7,000. Let's get it here. 7,813 views. And then the Dolby Theater, which has 905 subscribers, 235,701 views. Now let's look at my view count. And then on top of all that, I want you to keep those subscriber counts and those views compared to YouTube Theater, which the only thing they have over me. And that's granted. Okay, that's granted. Okay, I'm back, y'all. Now, granted, YouTube Theater has 4,100 subscribers, 191,424 views. Now, let's look at my total view count. $1,033,767 views. My view count is bigger than YouTube Theater's YouTube channel, Peacock Theater's YouTube channel, and the Dolby Theater's YouTube channel. What the? Okay. So do we now understand that a YouTuber is doing better than 3 theaters? Okay? 2 theaters that have hosted the Oscars, and the theater that should have hosted the Oscars, the YouTube Theater in Inglewood, California. With that being said, I am going to now turn off my camera because we done host show for over an hour. Yes, we have. I cannot do this, okay? I can't, I won't, and I never will deal with this. The Oscars are coming to YouTube in 2029, and you mean to tell me that you could not get the Oscars to be at this particular location? Give me a moment.
Baby, we here. What's happening?
Like Georgia here, I'll be fighting at the YouTube Theater. I'm gonna put on a hell of a show for you guys.
YouTube Theater, Inglewood. It's your girl Becky G. So happy to be here.
I'm gonna just play it 2 more times, just cause. Okay, here we go again.
year, I'll be fighting at the YouTube Theater. I'm gonna put on a hell of a show for you guys.
YouTube Theater, Inglewood. It's your girl Becky G. So happy to be here.
One more mother-ucking time for the one more mother-ucking time. Let's roll it.
Shout out to YouTube Theater, baby. We here. What's happening?
Next Georgia year, I'll be fighting at the YouTube Theater. I'm gonna put on a hell of a show for you guys.
YouTube Theater, Inglewood. It's your girl Becky G. So happy to be here.
Want me to tell me that American Airlines Plaza can't be used for space? I'm just asking a question. You mean to tell me that the SoFi Stadium can't be the home of the Oscars viewing party? If the fans can't go in there, you can open up SoFi Stadium and have the Oscars on that big screen as a watch party. Are you kidding me? What is wrong? You know what? Let's take a commercial break, okay? Because I can't, I won't, I never will. I can't, I won't, I never will. I can't, I won't, and I never will understand how you have the rights for the next 5 years to broadcast the Oscars on YouTube, but the Academy for Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences, instead of going to YouTube, who has the naming rights to YouTube Theater, right? And who has access to the American Airlines Arena and also to SoFi Stadium, where there could be a Oscars watch party, okay? Instead, you mean to tell me that the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences decides to do a 10-year deal with LA Live and Peacock Theater? Okay. 6,000 seats with premium sound, but now let's put the venue without sound system, and we love wasting money when YouTube Theater is available. Hello. Exactly. We're going to take a commercial break so everybody can just collectively understand, consume, and embrace the fact, I'm going to say a little bit scream, to the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences and YouTube, you done fucked up, and you done fucked up. We'll be back right after this. We are live on tour. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll be back right after this roll.
Lights go low, the city goes high. Stories untold under moonlit skies. Braylon got the vibe, got the flow for the culture. Yeah, you already know. Turn it up, lean back, feel the breeze. Late night truths drifting through the trees. It's for the culture. of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon Lee's got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Hear the whispers in the city's hum, echoes of stories where we're from. A beat, a step, a voice so clear, the pulse of us, it's all right here. We got soul, we got flavor, every moment is a savior, every experience is an overcomer. Turn it up, feel the glow, let the rhythm flow. Spotlight shining, we in the zone. This is the place where the culture's grown. Stories untold, now they're coming alive. Braylon Lee got the vibe tonight. One thing to know and two things for sure. Higher is waiting and lower is available. But either way, we gotta go on tour. It's Braylon Lee's virtual tour, where the culture makes its move. Feel the love, feel the truth. This is us, this is you. From the unknown, the unembraced and more. This show, this brand and the possibilities of what can be is all here for you. I'm just a kid from the rock, trying to be a rock for people, trying to make it best they can to become. Being moved as a creator of power to lift up all of us, not just a selective few. For the culture, by the culture, here we be. Braylon Lee, bringing life to your screen. Feel the soul, feel the truth, we're free. Trust and believe it's entertainment, news done away with. Braylon Lee, spotlight sharp like a diamond shine. We see the stars, but the stories align. Deep in the soul where the heartbeats find. The pulse of the people redefining time. Just a pro tip, people have to earn the right to hear your story, but in addition to that, people have to earn the responsibility to be a part of it. Just because we are not seen by everybody doesn't mean we are not been seen by who needs to see us. Noise equals attention and sound equals purpose. Anybody can be a creator, but it takes a somebody to be an artist.
Beyond this gate, find gardens green and epic worlds to fill your dreams. here you leave today and enter a world of
A world of princesses.
A world of villains.
And heroes.
Raise your sabers.
A world of other worlds.
A world of all the favorites. A world of throwbacks. A world of
for whatever you love. Infinite worlds await.
Caesar. Just look at him. Politician. General. Author. Ruler. Man. Legend has it, he's not only stared into the belly of the beast, he's had it for dinner. Here he's free to relax, or party, or relax, or party, or relax, and party. His is a world of opulence. Excess, and the occasional impulse buy. Not one to rest on his laurels, he's famous for ushering in a new age of entertainment. So, for anyone seeking a place where the sun never sets on a good time, all this awaits.
I am Caesar, and I approve this palace.
I'm loving it.
And I'm loving y'all right back. By the way, I just want to say this. Y'all know that most of the time, that when I give a take is always from the realm, space, and the frequency of reality, right? So, do I believe YouTube done fucked up and the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences? Absolutely. For brand synergy's sake, yes. I think they should have kept the Dolby Theater because they literally spent $94 million into it, specifically for the Oscars. Number two, that would have helped YouTube, at least for the first 3 years, to have the audience be like, okay, it's still over at the Dolby Theater. We're still giving familiarity, even though we are transitioning to YouTube. And then maybe for the last 2 years, then you transition over to Peacock Theater, right? There's a way to do everything. So I don't want the Oscars to fail. I don't want YouTube to fail, rather. They're not going to fail. But in the words of Phil here, let me go back to Phil's words here, because listen, and not to mention a lot of other people in the comments that I read here tonight also said the same thing. 6,000 seats with premium sound, but now let's pick the venue without a sound system, and we love wasting money where YouTube Theater is available. Hello? You know what I mean? So, truly, we'll see how this YouTube Oscars is going to go. Personally, and this is the thing, right? So, YouTube will be streaming it for 5 years, 2029, 30, 31, 32, 33. But the contract for the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences and AEG will be from 2029 to 2039. So at the 5-year mark, will it still be on YouTube? And like I said, if you do not believe that the Oscars, not the Oscars rather, but if you do not believe that the Grammys will not be at the Dolby Theater, I have a bridge to sell you. If you do not believe that the Dolby Theater with, let's see how many speakers they got. With 215 individual speakers, if you do not believe that the Grammys will not be held at the Dolby Theater, if you do not believe that the Grammys will be held at the Dolby Theater, I have a bridge to sell you. Good God. So y'all, that's all I got for y'all. I just want to come on and tell y'all this because this needs to be recorded. This is a very historical day in the world of media. If you don't believe so, that's on you. But Hollywood is being broken, divided and sliced, discarded, and some of it is being burnt mentally in a social fashion. So let's get to the Daily Mover and then head on out here. As you guys know, this was a bonus live, okay? So just know that. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, nope, we gotta go live. Because y'all know my rule for Thursdays. I do not go live unless there's something in the culture to talk about. And believe me, this was something in the culture that needed to be talked about. So let me get the Daily Mover up for you all here. All right, here we go, everybody. If you think you can do a thing or think you can't do a thing, you're right. Henry Ford. Let's get to the Daily Mover for March 26th, 2026, everybody. Here we go. It's time for Thursday, March 26, 2026. Messy place. If there's no challenge, there's no achievement. When everything is done for you, none of it has any meaning to you. The point of life is to actively participate. Struggle and fulfillment cannot be separated. Avoiding any and all possibility of pain makes pleasure meaningless. What you're willing to give determines what you're able to gain. The world is a messy place. The real rewards come by not avoiding the mess, but successfully navigating through it. Every frustration, every disappointment, every setback can add to the value of your eventual triumph. In the messiness and the difficulty, that's where great opportunity is found. Play an active role in putting forth the necessary effort and persistence to bring that opportunity to life. Ralph Morrison. So let's talk about messy place, because I feel like this decision came from a messy place. Okay, let's all keep it a buck here. This decision came from a very, very, very messy place. So the first thing I want to say is this. The point of life is to actively participate. Struggle and fulfillment cannot be separated. I fully agree with this statement, right? Struggle and fulfillment cannot be separated. In order for you to have fulfillment in what you want, you do have to struggle to get to that fulfillment. And the point of life is to actively participate. If you wanted YouTube and the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences, the Oscars, for people to actively participate in the Oscars, the best thing to do is to keep the surroundings as familiar as they can be so you can gain the biggest audience. Because those pictures are iconic. Those pictures are social capital, right? So now you got to figure out, first of all, you got to invest all that money into Peacock Theater when, like I said, you already invested $94 million into a theater that was created for the Oscars. Number two, you also have to put in all of the professional broadcasting equipment, and not to mention that exclusive lounge, that, you know, that walkway for the stars. So the first thing is you ruin the circumstances for future generations to actively participate with the Oscars, right? The second thing here I want to say, y'all, is what you're willing to give determines what you're able to gain. What y'all gave up, right, of a theater that was designed for the Oscars, let me tell you something. You gave up what you should have kept. You gave up what you should have kept. You gave up what you should have kept, because now you're losing here. The Oscars at one point was like 60 million people watching. Now it's down to 19.5 million people, which is still about 20 million people watching the Oscars. That's still a big number, right? But now you're going from ABC, which has the resources to dedicate to that one specific event, to now YouTube, where you are competing with other content, right? I'm just saying the quiet part out loud. This is what I do best, okay? So recognize that sometimes in this statement of what you're willing to give determines what you're able to gain, sometimes you will lose when you give up things that kept your systems in place, right? That's the second thing I want to tell you. Then finally, the third thing I want to tell you here. Play an active role in putting forth the necessary effort and persistence to bring that opportunity to life. And those 2 points that I made also relate to us as well, because think about it. If we go back to the first point of life is to actively participate. Struggle fulfillment cannot be separated. We will never be anything if we don't participate, and we will also never become anything if we don't learn from our struggles and appreciate our fulfillment, right? Second thing, we have to recognize that sometimes we need to be still before making decisions. Just because something looks good, it looks new, and it looks better, doesn't mean it's going to be the most useful to your life. And then finally, the third thing here. Play an active role in putting forth the necessary effort and persistence to bring that opportunity to life. We all have a role to play. You do not get to be the lead without doing some off-Broadway plays. You have to build up your stamina before you give a good show. And as to the Oscars, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, to YouTube, and to all of us, if you want to put on a quality show, then make quality decisions to make sure the show is the best condition for the audience to see, consume, and embrace. So, with that being said, everybody, it's time for the best outro on YouTube, right? Look at that business lesson at the end of it all. There, yes, indeed. There. With that being said, it is now time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you want more special, because you are always one of us. Interest. You may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why is one thing to call yourself? It's nothing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. Hopefully, by spending time together, we're great together. And always remember, we're doing radio, television, YouTube, live your best life, or you're just recognizing that maybe, just maybe, a YouTuber might just be an undercover executive like yours truly. And with that energy, I think this also should show that just because people have titles doesn't mean that they are being responsible with the weight of executing the best decisions. Sometimes the fans know a little something too. Make sure the replay is not just for you watch it, not just for you listen to it, but if you want to experience it again. I love you, I value you, I embrace you. I'll always remember, on see love you gotta give it, on see love you gotta give it, on see love you gotta give it, or obstacles you've overcome, where success you have achieved upon this particular day. I'm extremely proud of you, but no one else is proud of you. Be proud of your damn self. And finally, y'all listen. Every take that I've ever done, passion, bluntness, and the fervor of I'm here, I'm not going anywhere, and there ain't ish you can do about it, has all been from a place of love, grace, and space of wanting us to win. I think sometimes in life, we will play down the fact of how important something should be because we're trying to go about the conversation in the most decent fashion. And sometimes you do have to say what needs to be said. You do. So just know that I want people to win. I want persons, places, people, concepts, and platforms to win. The only way we will do that is if we have people who are willing to just ask, hey, have we asked all the questions here or no? Commercial break and fireworks are coming your way for the day. That was for the day. That's come for the blessings. Not only for you, me, all of us. As a society, as a people, as a culture. I feel the love and send it right back to you. Good night, everybody. Love y'all. Bye.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Are video games getting too expensive? This episode, we want to find some common ground because the CEOs want to raise the price even more.
Not with these broken ass games.
$5 million. That's how much San Andreas costs to make. Is it their fault for selling or our fault for buying?
Corporations claim all this stuff. Devs say otherwise.
Sports gamers, cozy gamers, whatever you call the people who play Power Wash Simulator.
I think it stings a little bit more because I'm spending my actual money and my mom is not. Imagine they get rid of all movie theaters and then charge you the same price to watch the same movie at home.
That's like every streaming service. It doesn't have to be the longest of games, but am I having fun with it? This is Lex. I'm Ronell. Let's get right into it. Are video games getting too expensive? This episode, we want to find some common ground because the CEOs want to raise the price even more.
Not with these broken ass games.
$5 million. That's how much San Andreas costs to make. Is it their fault for selling or our fault for buying?
Corporations claim all this stuff. Devs say otherwise.
Sports gamers, cozy gamers, whatever you call the people who play Power Wash Simulator.
I think it stings a little bit more because I'm spending my actual money and my mom is not. Imagine they get rid of all movie theaters and then charge you the same price to watch the same movie at home.
That's like every streaming service. It doesn't have to be the longest of games, but am I having fun with it? This is Lex. I'm Ronell. Let's get right into it.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because
I've been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I've been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I've been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I've been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content.
Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time.